Hello my lovelies, it's Sandal from Substance Over Style and welcome to a new video. So today I want to talk about the spiritual benefits of being vegan. I've had quite a few people ask me questions about this recently, and I've seen a lot of people kind of discussing it in some of the Facebook groups that I'm a member of. I kind of haven't, this has been peppered throughout a lot of my videos, but I haven't done a separate video on it because I kind of figured that it was a no-brainer, but with so many people questioning it, I've got my Bluetooth headphones in, I don't need that. I've seen so many people question this and kind of having debates about this, you know, that I felt like it needed clarification. I mean, things that are obvious to me are not necessarily obvious to the average person, which I'm, you know, slowly starting to realize over, you know, the few decades I've spent on this planet, why I constantly feel like a crazy person, because nobody seems to be able to kind of see what's plainly obvious to me. But anyway, just before I get into the video, I just want to say to those of you who are not vegan, I'm not here to, well, I'm not saying I'm not here to pass judgment, because that is what we do here. You know, judgment is just the ability to discern things. It's the ability to discern whether something is correct or incorrect. So, you know, that word judgment kind of has a lot of negative connotations. I'm not here to kind of pass judgment on your entire persona. I'm not here to make you feel like an arsehole. I'm just here as a loving reflection to help you discern the truth for yourself. If you have a trigger around anything that I've said or that I'm about to say in the video, that is an invitation for you to do some shadow work around that particular charge, whatever it is that's charged you or triggered you. That is a sign of some kind of unhealed wound that you need to reintegrate. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, so the spiritual benefits of being vegan are not really divorced from the other benefits, you know, because the whole idea of like what is spiritual and what is material, like there isn't really a distinct separation. This is like a false binary. Everything is spiritual, it's just a matter of frequency. So the first benefit that you will notice when going vegan is you will find yourself being freed from cognitive dissonance. Now, what is cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is basically when you believe two conflicting things at the same time that conflict with each other. And it's a massive sickness that we have on the planet right now, because what it does is it suppresses your right brain, which is the feminine, the intuitive, the part of you, the subconscious, the part of you that knows intuitively the difference between wrong and right. So when you grow up in a world that tells you that eating animals is okay, that it's okay to kind of enslave them and slaughter them and eat their bodies without their consent, that that's normal, that that's acceptable, that that's even good for you, that it's necessary, that part of you that always knows the truth becomes completely suppressed, because it's very difficult for the human body to believe two things at the same time. Because they're not true. So my candle's just gone out. Let me see if I can get the lighter. Yeah. So cognitive dissonance you start to get rid of, and I'm sounding like Yoda right now. Cognitive dissonance you will get rid of. Yeah, so you start to awaken to the truth. You start to be able to tell the difference between wrong and right, because you're now more in alignment with it. So what happens is the two hemispheres of your brain start to balance. And when you balance the left and the right, side of your brain and also of your body, your masculine and your feminine side, that's when you actually start to awaken. You start to open up the energy channels within your body, and the Kundalini can start to rise more easily. That's the path of self-realization. It's awakening to the truth. So yeah, awakening to the truth is a necessary part of it. Can you have a Kundalini rising without going vegan? Yeah, you can. But ultimately, once you awaken to that truth, eventually you will go vegan, because you'll understand cause and effect. So, okay, I'll get into that later. Another benefit of going vegan, or when I say vegan, I don't just mean, you know, eating whatever crap that isn't made of animals. You know, I'm talking about food, like actual food, real food that like comes from the earth. So like plant-based diet. And I know that term gets, that term can be problematic, because a lot of people use the term plant-based even if they eat animals. If you eat animals, then you're not plant-based, even if you are also eating plants. Unless you're eating exclusively plants, you're not really plant-based. That's just how I see it anyway. Okay, so when you start to eat more plants and you cut out animals and also dairy from your diet, and other low vibrational substances like alcohol, which I know also comes from plants, but it vibrates at quite a low frequency, you start to raise your frequency. So the dairy, I think, operates at the lowest frequency. Dead animals definitely vibrate at a very low frequency, a very low energy signature. Fruit is the highest vibrational frequency. Obviously, all different plants vibrate at different frequencies. Cooked food vibrates at a lower frequency than raw foods. If you're fruitarian, then you have the most high vibrational diet. Well, probably breatharians are even more high vibrational. But when you raise your frequency, you actually start to shift into higher dimensions. So we talk about, you know, the shift from 3D to 5D. Let me just brighten this a little bit. The shift from 5D to 3D, that becomes facilitated when you start to eat a more high vibrational diet. Also, emotions vibrate at different frequencies as well. So it's a much easier way to raise your emotional frequency. So if you want to be vibrating at the frequency of love rather than at the frequency of hate, separation, anger, all of those lower vibrational emotions, then eating a more high vibrational diet will facilitate that. It also improves your manifestations. Sorry, this room is just so flooded with light that I keep on needing to change my camera settings. So it's not the only way to raise your frequency. There are other tactics that you can use as well. But if you're consuming animals and dairy products and, you know, alcohol, then you're going to need to do other things to counteract that the low frequency that you're putting into your body from all the fear and, you know, all the negative emotions that run through an animal's body. Okay, so yeah, obviously when animals are about to be slaughtered, especially the kind of animals that have had a really horrible life in a factory farm, they're under an extreme amount of stress, anger, fear, all of those emotions that are basically coursing through their body. So when you eat their body, after that, you basically experience those emotions, that, you know, adrenaline that kind of goes through their body. That's why certain people involved in very evil practices like to consume adrenochrome. If you don't know about adrenochrome, please go and research it separately. I'm not going to go into it here on YouTube, although I have in other videos. But yeah, it's you can gain spiritual powers from eating the flesh or the adrenalized blood of other beings, especially if those beings have certain gifts like psychic abilities and things like that. When you consume their flesh or their blood, you take that within yourself. But that doesn't stop it from being a violation against universal karmic laws. There is such a thing as cause and effect, and if you violate the free will consent of another sentient being, then there are consequences to that, certain negative consequences. And we see that, you know, there are so many studies that have shown that eating the flesh of animals causes degenerative disease within your body. You know, various toxic buildups you know, cancers, diabetes, heart disease, all of these things can all be proven by many scientific studies. And it's shown that when you consume a more high vibrational diet of plant-based foods, your body actually starts to detoxify, because when you start to vibrate at that higher frequency, the frequency of love, the frequency of unity consciousness and unconditional love, and you start to literally expand your awareness and understand the interconnected nature of everything, you start to have more compassion. You start to realize that you are not separate from the unified field. So when you're harming another sentient being, you're actually harming yourself, because there is no separation. So you awaken to that truth, and then you let go of any lower vibrational frequency, emotions, belief systems, and toxins that your body is holding onto. So you literally start to heal illnesses as well. So when you start to heal those, you know, illnesses are basically just dis-ease in the body. They're caused by, you know, consuming toxins. So those toxins can come in the form of physical toxins, or they can come in the form of like mental or emotional toxins, like negative thoughts and belief systems. So you start to release those as you start to raise the frequency of your body. And yeah, you come into alignment with universal law principles, the, you know, cause and effect. Harming others harms you. I think I've already kind of gone into this. Yeah, that's, I mean, I wrote down bullet points and I've said them all now. So yeah, that's it. Like, I don't really need to dive too much deeper into this. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If you want help with anything that you're struggling with at the moment and you want somebody to guide you through that, then I do sessions. You can contact me on Instagram, just send me a DM, and I can get you booked in with a time slot that I have available. I am going to be in Bali for another 10 days, so yeah, just let me know if you want to suggest any video topics. Then you can just suggest in the comment box below, or you can also send me a DM if you want to keep yourself anonymous. Let me just, oh god, the light. I mean, I love how much light this room gets, but it is kind of annoying for making videos, especially at this time of day. So yeah, if you want to keep yourself anonymous, then you can also send me a DM and suggest a video topic, and I can kind of answer your question on video. I really enjoy doing that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will love you and leave you, soul fam, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
You're introduced to LSD, and unless you've taken some other drug, like for instance like marijuana or something, well, you know, it's an altogether new thing, and you actually